North Korea warns Australia it is in nuclear weapon range. North Korea threatens nuclear war with Australia, saying the country is within range of Kim Jong-un's missile arsenal and warning Malcolm Turnbull not to cozy up to Trump's U.S. North Korea has threatened Australia with nuclear war in a blunt message, reminding Malcolm Turnbull that the nation is in range of a catastrophic strike. The rogue state warned Australia against cozying up to the U.S. as Vice President Mike Pence visits, saying that following U.S. moves in the region would be a suicidal act. North Korea's state news agency on Saturday warned Australia not to blindly and zealously toe the U.S. line, while also castigating Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop. An agency spokesman said Ms. Bishop has spouted a string of rubbish against North Korea, which puts Australia at risk of a nuclear strike. If Australia persists in following the U.S. moves to isolate and stifle the DPRK and remains a shock brigade of the U.S. master, this will be a suicidal act of coming within the range of the nuclear strike of the strategic force of the DPRK, the report said. The Australian Foreign Minister had better think twice about the consequences to be entailed by her reckless tongue-lashing before flattering the U.S. It is hard to expect good words from the foreign minister of such a government. But if she is the foreign minister of a country, she should speak with elementary common sense about the essence of the situation. Earlier this week, Ms. Bishop said on the ABC's AM program that North Korea's nuclear weapons program posed a serious threat to Australia, unless it was stopped by the international community. The KCNA report said that what Ms. Bishop had said can never be pardoned, as it was an act against peace and North Korea's entirely just steps for self-defense. It said Australia was shielding a hostile U.S. policy of nuclear threats and blackmail against North Korea, which was the root cause of the current crisis on the Korean peninsula. The report also said Australia encouraged the U.S. to opt for reckless and risky military actions. The present government of Australia is blindly and zealously toeing the U.S. line. The report said the situation on the Korean peninsula was inching close to the brink of war in an evil cycle of increasing tensions. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence is in Australia, where his visit has been dominated by discussion on the threat of North Korea's nuclear weapons and missiles programs. Mr. Pence said North Korea is an urgent and most dangerous threat to peace and security in the Asia-Pacific region. While all options are on the table, let me assure you the United States will continue to work closely with Australia, our other allies in the region and China to bring economic and diplomatic pressure to bear on the regime, he said during a joint press conference with Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull on Saturday. Mr. Pence said warming ties between the U.S. and China means a peaceful outcome on the Korean peninsula is still possible. We truly believe that, as our allies in the region and China bring that pressure to bear, there is a chance that we can achieve a historic objective of a nuclear-free Korea peninsula by peaceful means, he said. The U.S. Vice President praised Mr. Turnbull, who also called on China to add more pressure to their eastern neighbor, as tensions soar following missile tests. We are quietly confident, I would say, that China will step up to this challenge and responsibility, he said. China has a leverage, an ability to influence North Korea that far exceeds any others. North Korea's latest missile test fizzled last weekend, but it conducted 2 nuclear test explosions and 24 ballistic missile tests last year. Fears are rising that Pyongyang may be preparing a 6th nuclear test to commemorate the 85th anniversary of its military's founding on Tuesday. It is self-evident that China has the opportunity and responsibility to stop this reckless and dangerous trajectory, Mr. Turnbull said.